Hello ladies and gents, it's JoypadJake here, and welcome to our next retro game review. Today's review will be on Batman Forever, which released for the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and Game Boy in 1995 alongside the film of the same name. Let's get into the story for this game, shall we? The story of this game is about as messy as you can get. So many things from the plot of the movie are inserted out of sequence in this game, the least annoying of which is the fact that Dick Grayson, aka Robin, is playable, in costume no less, from the very start of the game. The riddles planted by Edward Nygma are introduced immediately, and here's the really weird part. This game is supposed to take place before the movie. This is one of those film-based games that took all the important characters like Batman, Robin, Riddler, and Two-Face and just threw them at random locations within the game. It's almost like they just threw a half-baked plot together just so they could release it alongside the film. When has that been done before? All in all, the story isn't really something that people pay attention to in this game, and that's mainly at the fault of the gameplay. Speaking of which... To go over the gameplay for this game, I'll be using the SNES controller. Now I'm going to tell you what all of these buttons are supposed to do in theory. Low kicks are done with the A button, while high kicks are done with the X button. Low punches are done with the B button, while high punches are done with the Y button. A sweep is done by combining down and A, an uppercut is done by combining down and Y, and a roundhouse is done by combining down and X, while the L button is used to block. Despite these being the listed controls, sometimes one combination of buttons will perform a completely different action than what it's supposed to. Now there are a lot of gadgets that our heroes can use as well, some being exclusive to a certain character, and far too many to list here. However, if you are not pixel perfect with your button combinations, the gadgets will never work, at all. Interesting fact about this game, it was actually led by a British developer who worked on the Genesis port of Mortal Kombat, so the controls for this game are like Mortal Kombat if Mortal Kombat didn't work. Essentially, every non-conventional thing that you know about video games is how you play this game. Bottom line, the controls are broken in every sense of the word. Now, let's move on to the design. The design is by far the strongest aspect of this game, but that's not really saying much at all. Batman and Robin's models look decent at best, and the rest don't really stand out, aside from Riddler, Two-Face, and Chase Meridian, who don't exactly look great, mind you. The game has okay backgrounds and a soundtrack that just fails to stand out. I will say that the parts of the game which showcase Gotham are enjoyable to look at, as the 2D city looks decent for a 1995 SNES game. I don't really have much praise to give this game at all, but what little praise I do have will be addressed right now. Now some of you may be surprised that there are any good aspects in this game, and based on the whole review up to this point and the upcoming section talking about the bad aspects, I'm quite surprised myself. As I said, Batman and Robin's character models look okay at best, and the visuals of Gotham City are decent. And this is definitely the shortest good aspects section I've done in these reviews so far, because it's already over. On to the bad aspects. Be prepared for a lot of ranting. This game has so many problems that I could likely make an entire 10-minute video on just that aspect alone, and it probably still wouldn't be enough. As I've said, the controls don't work and are beyond broken, which makes the game pretty much unplayable. Sometimes a certain control command will perform another move that it isn't supposed to. Roughly 80% of the gadgets don't work. You can also make the enemies stop in their tracks by doing grapple moves like this one being shown on screen. Also, every time you move into another part of a stage, the words "Hold on" will appear every single time without fail. The story makes absolutely no sense when compared to the movie, the music is bland and doesn't stand out, none of these stages really pop in the design department either. I don't know how this game ever got released or who greenlit anything it contains, and in case you haven't been able to figure this out by now, this game gets a whopping 1 out of 10. I would not recommend anyone play this game, let alone buy it. Thank you all for watching this review, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. If that was the case, please leave a like, drop your thoughts in the comments, share this video with your friends, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Peace out, guys.